In this video, we are going to discuss how to multiply and divide complex numbers. So, multiplication first. Z1, suppose Z1 is x1 plus iy1 and Z2 is x2 plus iy2. The product can be calculated just like how you multiply two brackets. First, we multiply first bracket by x2. We get these two terms. And then we multiply by iy2. Then you get the next two terms. So x1, x2 completely real. I into x1, y2. These two terms are multiplied as I into x1, y2. Then these two terms are multiplied as I into x2, y1. And finally these two terms I square, y1, y2. So I square is minus 1. Therefore this term becomes minus y1, y2. So there are two real parts, completely real parts. One is x1, x2 and the other is minus y1, y2, this term. They are combined together. Then there are two terms containing I into x1, y2 plus x2, y1. So this is how you multiply two complex numbers. There is not much difficulty in this. We multiply two brackets just like how you do in the case of algebra itself, and just rearrange real parts alone, imaginary parts alone to get into the rectangular form. So that's all regarding multiplication. It's quite an ordinary process. But in order to learn division, which is the complementary of multiplication, you need a new concept called conjugates. Because when you divide a complex number by another complex number, we get a complex number in the denominator. We cannot leave the answer like that. We need to get a real number in the denominator. So to help you do that, you need the concept of conjugates. So what is a conjugate of a complex number? If Z is x plus iy, then Z bar x minus iy is called the conjugate of Z. Here we are changing the sign of only the imaginary term. The real term is left as it is, only imaginary term gets a sign change to get the conjugate. Now, division process I am explaining through an example sum, not the general problem. More than a general problem, a specific problem can explain how you go about dividing two complex numbers. So I am taking two complex numbers, 1 plus I and 2 minus 3i, and I am trying to find Z1 by Z2. One very important point you should know is division is explained or it is relevant only if the denominator is a non-zero number. That all of you are aware, I believe. So now, in order to get rid of the complex number in the denominator, see, we multiply and divide by the conjugate of the denominator. Denominator is your problem, no? So denominator's conjugate is used to multiply and divide. This is almost like how you do in irrational cases, rationalization of denominators. It's almost the same concept. So numerator multiplication, all of you are aware now. You can do term-wise multiplication. I am multiplying 1 and I both using 2. So 2 plus 2i. Then I use 3i to multiply both the terms, 3i plus 3i square. So 3i square becomes minus 3, as you know, I square is minus 1. And these two are added as 5i, 2i plus 3i, like terms we add always. Denominator is a minus b into a plus b, which becomes a square minus b square. 9i square minus 9i square becomes plus 9, as I square is minus 1. So the numerator is minus 1 plus 5i, denominator is 13. In order to get into rectangular form, we divide each term by the denominator, minus 1 by 13 plus 5 by 13i.